This is the Code Academy tutorial for HTML Basics 7 through 9. Here in Lesson 7, they are introducing you to the different heading sizes. So starting with H1 down to H6. H1 is the biggest, and it gets lower and lower each level that you go. Do not get, whenever they say something about adding a heading, do not get that confused with the head tags. That tag and that tag. They are totally different. So step 1 says your code currently has one H1 heading and 2 paragraphs. So that's here. One H1 heading and 2 paragraphs. It says add an H3 heading before the second paragraph. So we need to get our cursor before the second paragraph. So I'm going to click at the end of the first one and hit enter. And I'm going to go ahead and add that H3 heading. And then I am going to go ahead and close that H3 heading. Then step 3 says add an H5 heading after the second paragraph, and then add a third paragraph after this heading. You know what? I think they want us to put content in here, so I'm going to go ahead in between my H3 heading and add some content. Let's see. There we go. And then, I'm sorry, we're going to go back to number 3 now. It says add an H5 heading after the second paragraph. So this is our second paragraph, so I need to go below that. Hit enter. Go ahead and add the H5 heading. And I'm going to add some content again. Close that H5 tag. And then it says, and then add a third paragraph after this heading. So I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. And hopefully by now you realize that a paragraph tag is a p tag. And then I'm going to close my p tag. So if you look over here, you can see the different size headings. So this one, Explore is best. Remember, that was an H1 heading. That's why it's the biggest. And then Yikes was an H3. It's a little smaller. And then we have an H5. It's cold outside, so that's even smaller. Okay. Go ahead and hit Save and Submit. We did it right. We'll move on to Lesson 8. First part of the instruction says add 3 more headings to the code making use of H2, H4, and H6. Make sure to close all of your tags. So I'm just going to go ahead, whenever they tell me to add something, if they don't specifically tell me where to put it, I usually just add it at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead. It's easiest if you just, well, okay, go ahead and start your H2 heading, add some content, close your H2 heading. So we did the H2, now it says do an H4. And then, lastly, an H6. And then, of course, close all of your tags. Okay, so we just did H2, H4, and H6. Open and close them all properly. It says under each heading add a short paragraph. So we have to go back up under H2 and we're going to add a short paragraph here. And then make sure you close your P tag. And we have to do that under each one of those. So it says, again, under each heading. So I did one under H2. Now I've got to do one under H4. I'm running out of things to say. And then we have to do another one under H6. Oops, I almost forgot to close that properly. Okay, so that should be it for lesson 8. Okay, lesson 9. Step 1 tells you to add a title between the title tags. So up here are your title tags. We're going to get rid of where it says headings and paragraphs and go ahead and add a title. Anything that you put in between the title tags, that does not appear over here, so don't worry about it if it's not showing up over there. Step 2 says create an H3 size heading in the body. Make your heading say anything you want. So when it says in the body, again, I got to make sure I'm between the opening body tag and the closing body tag. It doesn't tell me where exactly to put it, so I'm just going to put it at the bottom. It's got to be an H3, so I'm going to open up the H3 tag and go ahead and add in some content, and then I got to close my H3 tag. So we just did step 2. Now step 3 says create 3 paragraphs using P tags and fill them with content. Okay. So my favorite show is Survivor is what I just put. Now I've got to do 3 paragraphs. Jeff Probst, he's the host if you don't know that. I think that's how you spell his name. Close the paragraph. I'm just doing things about Survivor since my favorite show is Survivor is the heading, so then my paragraphs should kind of relate to the heading. So I'm going to say, I think Survivor's on Wednesday nights. And my last paragraph, let's see, versus water. I think that was the name of the last one. I don't know, I could be making it up. Okay, so here we go. You've got your heading and then your 3 paragraphs underneath. That should be good for that one. We'll hit save and submit, make sure it goes through, and we're good to go. That's it for this tutorial.